All right, welcome back to class 4 inside of the entrepreneurial introduction courses on the practicality and also the mindsets of entrepreneurs. Today we'll be diving into how to find your business partner and also building your management team. So first of all, we'll be talking about the consequences of finding the wrong business partners, why you want to find a business partner, and whether or not you even need one in the first place. So also, we have to look for traits and qualities or even mentalities and things to settle before you guys go into a business deal. Furthermore, we'll also dive into some introduction into building your management team. Alright, so throughout this lesson, I want to keep something in mind, that choosing a business partner is almost as important or is as important as finding the right spouse. So this quote shows as, choose a business partner as carefully as you would choose a spouse. Alright, so the relationship between business partners and the relationships between spouse in some ways are really similar. Similar to in terms of how they might go wrong, right? So in consequences of business partners going wrong, for example, you can see it as divorce when these two business partners cannot continue this business. They might have to be separated. And commitment problems, stealing, not faithful to their roles or fulfilling their jobs that they agreed to in the first place. So these are a few requirements that a business partner have to reach before they come into terms of agreement. And lawsuits and damaging their reputation are also a few inside the consequence area. We'll put a lot of emphasis. We will not put a lot of emphasis on the reasons or like the consequences they might go wrong. All right. So now we'll be talking about if you even need a business partner in the first place. Seeing a lot of these quite daunting consequences or quite negative events that might happen, seeing and actually knowing whether or not you need a business partner might be the best option to go for in the first place. Okay. So let's think of activity. When thinking of whether or not you need a business partner, we are usually thinking of SME companies instead of IBE companies. So SME companies are a lot smaller compared to IBE companies. And usually their essential tasks are a lot less than, let's say, bigger companies or franchises. So for this activity, I want you guys to write down all of the essential activities right here, EAs, inside of your business. So essential activities refers to activities or tasks that have to be done perfectly or very well in order for the survival of the company, right? And there's basically two types of activities inside of a company: essential activities and non-essential activities. Non-essential activities could be marketing, could be sales, while essential activities are the most important activities within a business. These essential activities you cannot delegate to other partners, or you cannot delegate them to the board of advisors, you cannot delegate them to the management team. You have to do it yourselves, because most of the time you could do it best because you know your company the best. Right. So I want you guys to write down the essential activities within your business. Usually for smaller businesses, around 3 to 6. Not a list of dirty, just around 3 to 6 essential activities that are crucial for the survival of your company. It's like the backbone of your company in some ways or another. So after you wrote down around 3 to 6 of these essential activities, think whether or not you could actually fulfill these activities by yourself, right? Whether you could handle customer relations right in the optimal manner, or whether or not you'll be able to deal with stock input. Not like trading stocks and bonds, but like stock input, and where you're going to put your product or services, for example. All right, so after you are able to determine whether or not you'll be able to do these essential activities, if not, you do need a business partner or at least a management team. Okay. So now that we have covered the consequences of wrong business partner, we have also gone over whether or not activities or just a simple exercise to know whether or not you even need a business partner in the first place. We'll be looking into the traits or the things you have to examine or go over before you find a business partner. So first of all, you guys have to have a common long-term vision for your business. Okay? So this could link back to one of the consequences of wrong partners, which I use the term divorce or splitting of the two partners. Because if they do not share a long-term vision for the same or the same purpose for the business, they'll have a lot of arguments or go into a lot of disagreements at times, which also damages their reputation, as well as of course, not fulfilling their roles if they do not feel satisfied with their current job, for example. All right, so one of the most important things is having a common long-term vision that ensures that you guys know the goal, that ensures that you guys have a common purpose and a common goal that you are trying to reach throughout the process of the business. So second of all, common purpose. Common purpose is also similar to the vision, but is the purpose of why you want to do what you do. Why do you even want to join this business in the first place? Why do you want to be one of the shareholders of starting this business or putting together the team? Why? What is your purpose? And you have to have a common purpose, right? And it's perfectly fine if it's for money, but as I mentioned in previous classes, businesses should be people-oriented. It should be people-oriented. It should be looking at the needs, wants, the passions, and fears of your specific target group of customers, right? And values of how you are going to conduct your marketing, values on how you're going to act, right? I think this is one of those elements that aren't actually talked about. But if you guys have contradicting values, it is really hard for you guys to communicate right. Although having contradicting values at times will be good for your strengths complement each other. Complement with an E, not with a, yeah. Okay, so opposing strengths, that's actually one of the most important and one of the major reasons you want a business partner is because you have opposing strengths, right? Probably partner A is really good at numbers, accounting, and let's say sales, but partner B here, he is a visionary. He thinks of relations with the customers. He thinks of relations with other businesses. He thinks of the logistics of things, right? So opposing strengths are extremely crucial in business partners, because why else would you want to have business partners, right? Okay, clear roles. So in the very, very beginning of finding a business partner and finding and actually looking into these roles, identifying and actually writing down your clear roles. What are you going to be doing? What is your job in this business, right? Probably this person's job is to market, okay? So he sticks to his role and stays committed. As you can see, one of the consequences of wrong partners are not fulfilling their roles, right? So you have to be really careful with identifying your roles in the job and actually committing to it. That's kind of brings back to analogy of a spouse, right? You know your roles. Probably, let's say, you have to drop the kids off every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at school, right? So that's your role, and you stick to your role of dropping your kids off Monday, Thursday, Friday at school every other day, right? So you have clear roles, and you're able to stick to it. And being able to stick to it is a person's values, right? He values such characteristics. So that brings us back to another one of the traits business partners must have. All right, for the last two traits or things you want to go to before being business partners, you have to identify the credits. Who gets credits for what, and the clear rewards and business shares each person get in the for their work, right? So before you guys even do anything, you have to identify your credits, right? You have to have a fixed amount of shares delegated to these people, a fixed amount of shares delegated to this business partner as well. Okay. So lastly, the track record of your business partner. For the track record, you don't necessarily want what the person says, or what the partner says, or what's on her resume, or what his or her resume. What you want is what other people say of them. What are their reputation? What are they known for? What do other people think of of your partner? Not necessarily what your partner says, right? Okay. So that's to know them more. Okay, so now we know some traits and some things you want to go over before becoming business partners. We'll be talking about the board of advisors, right? So these people could be seen as employees, or these people could be seen as important people you hire in a business to deal with specific areas of your business. So the first of all is the accountant. Okay, the accountant is quite self-explanatory. The people that deal with numbers, and at the end of the day, businesses are partially all about numbers, about how your revenue and your net worth and your cash flow and your income, etc. So accountants are really important. And if you do not have the specific skill sets needed for this, you want to have a business partner that opposes your strengths, that has such strengths in accounting. Or you could just find an employee with such strengths under the board of advisors. And second is a lawyer. Okay, so you just go consult them and to make sure you don't have any. To have insurance. Insurance is actually another one under the board of advisors. So the next class will be diving into how to prevent your company from being sued or being lawsuited against. But that's the next lesson, which is the final lesson in this entrepreneur course anyways. So the next section under the board of advisors is mentors. Mentors that actually have experience. Mentors that are able to that have gone through the path you have gone through, mentors that are able to teach you some mistakes, right? People learn from their own mistakes most of the time if you're smart enough. But the smarter people learn from other people's mistakes, right? So mentors are extremely helpful. Mentors could come in many, many forms. Mentors could come in books. Mentors could come in seminars. Mentors come in lectures like these. Mentors come in even in real life. And real life mentors are some of the best. Okay. And last but not least, spouse. Right? Why is that part of the board of advisors? Now, business and your personal life has to be separated, or you will go insane. Right? This is one of the very you cannot be working all the time. So you have to have a clear line between work and your family time. So your spouse right here is part of the board of advisors because it tells you how this business changed your life, right? How this business changed your daily activities, how this business changed your schedule. In some ways, we could see of businesses as children. We could see growing a business as taking care and nurturing a child. From its infancy, it slowly grows up until it matures into for foregone doubt. Similarly, businesses are like that. And you cannot expect to have a kid and does not change your life, right? So similarly, businesses also affects a person's life in many, many different ways. So this spouse, it doesn't have to be a spouse. It could be a good friend. It could be probably your parents. It could be your wife, your girlfriend, whatever. But it just shows you, it tells you, this row right here is supposed to tell you if you're spending too much time in work and you should draw out a bit, right? So this is part of the board of advisors as well. Okay. Now that we have covered all of that, I want to spend a little bit of time on the autonomy of inside and outside, the autonomy of a business structure. Now, that's part of the management team because we show the two main sections of a business. First of all, there's the outside people and the inside people. The outside people could be seen as visionaries. They could be seen as people that deal with relationship with outside companies, outside people, outside even laws or insurance. These people are usually the face of the company, or the bones that provides a structure for your company. They deal with sales and marketing. Okay? So this is one type of people. The other type of people are inside people. The inside people deal with details. They get things done. They're usually dealing with accountants. They deal with numbers. They deal with the logistics of things. And they're also people that execute the plans, right? So there's these two main types of categories of people in any business, right? Regardless of what industry it is, you always have these two types of people. Now, you are only one or the other. you're only either the inside people or the outside people. You cannot be both. Now, you could be outside people, but you have skills at inside, but you're still better at the outside. Better as a visionary compared to dealing with details, right? So, if you have decided that you do need to have a business partner, then identifying which type of a business person you are, whether you are a visionary or a person that actually get things done. Not saying that visionaries don't get things done, but your strength is at planning. Your strength is being better with people, right? In comparison to numbers. So if that is the case, if you're an outside person, you have to find people with opposing strengths, which in this case is inside people, and you find them as business partners. That way, both of your strengths will be met in your business. Okay. So hopefully that will provide a little bit of structure, a little bit of guideline on actually how to determine whether or not you need a business partner, whether or not you're an inside person or outside person. I think I'll make another video diving into a lot more about this. This could be a really separate video on its own about the autonomy of business and the structure of business. That is, I think it's very important. Yeah, I should make another video on this. And after you identify whether or not you're an inside person or outside person, you look for the opposite. You look for people that opposes your strengths. And you also go through these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You also go to these 7 traits for business partnerships. After you have that, you go to the consequences. You go to making sure that these business partners are right. And then after that, you build a board of advisors. So that will bring us back to having a business partner and building your management team. So, all right, so that will be all for this lesson. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to subscribe and like. And I'll see you in the next video where we talk about how to sue-proof or lawsuit-proof your business.